Welcome. We've got some thrilling Arsenal news lined up for you, so stay tuned until the end to catch all the latest updates. And don't forget to leave 300 likes to keep us motivated in bringing you the latest Arsenal updates. Mikel Arteta was absolutely buzzing after Arsenal's 2-0 grindout against Brentford, singling out Merino for a proper pat on the back. He was immense tonight, the gaffer beamed in the tunnel afterwards, still riding the adrenaline. The Basque midfielder, now firmly settled after a slowish start, bossed the engine room like he'd been born in an Arsenal shirt, breaking up play, driving forward, and of course planting that bullet header past Kelleher to set the Emirates alight. Arteta couldn't hide his delight at how quickly Merino's clicked into the system, calling it a joy to watch and insisting the 28-year-old is now one of the first names on the team sheet, no question. Fair play to the boss for spotting what most Gunners already knew, Merino's turning into the real deal. Calm as you like on the ball, a proper beast off it, and that knack for popping up in the box is giving Arsenal a completely new dimension. After a couple of months looking like he was still finding the tempo of English football, he's suddenly playing like he's got a point to prove every week. If he keeps this up, the £30 million we shelled out in the summer is going to look an absolute steal come May. North London's got itself a new cult hero in the making, and Mikel Arteta knows it. Thomas Frank speaks out about Arsenal reclaim top spot in Premier League with hard-fought 2-0 victory over Brentford. Arsenal return to the summit of the Premier League on Sunday evening, edging past a stubborn Brentford side 2-0 at the Emirates Stadium. The result restores a 5-point cushion at the top for Mikel Arteta's men and underlines their title credentials in what is shaping up to be a thrilling 2025-26 campaign. Mikel Merino's towering header opened the scoring, before substitute Bukayo Saka sealed the 3 points late on. Arteta rang the changes following last weekend's 1-1 draw at Chelsea, making 3 alterations to his starting 11. Ben White, Noni Madueke back after a 2-month injury layoff, and captain Martin Odegaard were drafted in, with Jurrien Timber, Eberechi Eze and Saka dropping to the bench. The reshuffle paid dividends almost immediately. It was Merino, thriving in his recent advanced role, who broke the deadlock on 20 minutes. The Spaniard rose highest to meet Ben White's pinpoint cross, powering a header beyond the despairing Kauimin Kelleher. Madueke's driving run and clever link-up play in the build-up had carved Brentford open and set the tone for a dominant first-half display from the hosts. Brentford, to their credit, refused to lie down. Kevin Shade came within inches of equalising when his header crashed against the bar, only for David Raya to produce a stunning fingertip save. Rico Henry and Michael Kayode continued to cause problems down the flanks, with Kayode's long throw-ins proving a constant menace. After the match, Brentford boss Thomas Frank was full of praise for the match winner. "I thought Merino was excellent tonight. He was everywhere, created real momentum for them and made his team so much better." The second half saw Thomas Frank's side park the bus and frustrate Arsenal for long spells, but the introduction of Eze and Saka just after the hour mark injected fresh impetus. Saka, in particular, looked razor-sharp despite starting on the bench. The England winger was denied a spectacular solo goal when his curling effort was tipped onto the post by Kelleher, but he would not be denied for long. With quarter of an hour remaining, Merino turned provider, threading a glorious ball through for Saka, who cut inside and fired home via a slight deflection to make it 2-0. There was still time for late drama, with young defender Christian Mosquera forced off through injury, adding to Arsenal's defensive woes alongside the absences of William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. Yet the Gunners held firm. This was far from a vintage performance, but Arsenal dug deep, showed character and got the job done. In a season where every point feels precious, grinding out results like this could yet prove the difference come May. For now, Arteta's side sit proudly atop the table, exactly where they intend to stay. Mikel Arteta told Arsenal boast Premier League's top talent after clinical 2-0 Brentford rout. Mikel Arteta's Arsenal have been hailed as owners of the Premier League's crown jewel following a gritty 2-0 dismissal of Brentford at the Emirates, a result that's hoisted the Gunners back to a commanding 5-point lead atop the table. In a weekend where Manchester City clawed back ground with a bonkers 5-4 thriller over Fulham, this win feels like a proper statement of intent in the white-hot title scrap. Mikel Merino's early nod put the hosts ahead, before Bukayo Saka's stoppage-time dagger twisted the knife, all while keeping a sheet as clean as a whistle against a Bees side that's been buzzing into the top half. It wasn't all beer and skittles, mind you. Brentford, under their Danish gaffer Thomas Frank, arrived with designs on spoiling the party, armed with their trademark long throws and set-piece sorcery that leaves defences in a right pickle. But Arsenal, fresh off that nervy draw at Chelsea, bossed the ball for long spells, clocking up the possession and chances like a side on a mission. The Emirates faithful were treated to a masterclass in controlled chaos, with the decibel levels cranked right up from the off. Enter Stephen Warnock, the ex-Prem fullback turned telly pundit, who's never one to mince words. Chatting on Amazon Prime's coverage, he reckoned Arsenal didn't just win, they owned it, top to tail. But it was one lad in the engine room who had him proper buzzing, Declan Rice. "He's outstanding," Warnock declared, eyes lighting up like a kid at the chippy. "For me, he's the best player in the Premier League right now. Last season, he was sat deep, doing the dirty work. This year, he's pinging it from midfield like a scouser on steroids. What a transformation." Arteta, ever the cool customer in the post-match huddle, couldn't hide his grin. "We dominated a proper tough nut like Brentford," he beamed, that Basque fire flickering in his eyes. "The clean sheet's massive. We carved out the real killers up top, and that's what counts. But fair play to them. Those throws and dead balls are a nightmare, always testing your bottle." It's classic Arteta, praise where due, but no messing about the graft that went in. But here's the rub. Rice's barnstorming shift came to a shuddering halt with a calf twinge that had the away end holding its collective breath. The England enforcer, who's been the heartbeat of this Arsenal resurgence, limped off midway through the second half, leaving fans muttering about curses and VAR-level injustices. Arteta played it straight. "We'll give him the once-over on Thursday, but here's a shout for Villa now." Third-placed Villa loom large next, and without Rice? That could turn a stroll into a slog. Context is king in this title tilt, innit? Arsenal's been chasing that elusive Prem crown since the Invincibles danced their way to glory back in '04, a drought longer than a wet bank holiday weekend. This Brentford bash, their 10th league scalp of the campaign, isn't just 3 points. It's a psychological boot up the backside for City, Liverpool, and the chasing pack. 5 clear with the bit between their teeth, the Gunners are starting to look like the real deal, the sort of side that grinds out results when the going gets gnarly. Peering down the table, it's a right old melee. Villa nicked third on the back of a mad 4-3 ding-dong with Brighton, while Chelsea, who fancied themselves in the mix, took a proper doing from Leeds, slipping like a bar of soap. Crystal Palace are lurking 5th, all eagles and ambition, and United could yet pip Chelsea on points if they sought West Ham out. It's the kind of bunfight that keeps armchair generals glued to match of the day, pints in hand, dissecting every dodge and dive. Arteta's not getting carried away, though, he's too streetwise for that. Post-whistle, he banged on about squad depth, the sort that lets you weather storms like Rice's niggle without blinking. "We handled their press like pros," he noted, "and that's down to everyone mucking in. Brentford don't roll over. You need a couple in the bank to breathe easy." It's that no-nonsense vibe, part pep, part North London grit, that's got the faithful dreaming of silverware come May. In the end, this wasn't vintage Arsenal poetry in motion, but it was effective as a cuppa on a chilly December morn. Warnock's nod to Rice as the league's governor underscores the quiet genius bubbling under the surface, the kind that turns good teams into great ones. With the festive fixtures fiending around the corner, Arteta's lot sit pretty, plotting the next move in this grand old chess match. If they keep this up, the Premier League trophy might just fancy a trip to N5, and wouldn't that be a right laugh for the history books? Thanks for watching Arsenal Time. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Continue following the Gunners' journey with us, and see you in the next video. Come on, you Gunners!